So, Auguste, do you remember your life in the middle of January?
I do remember it, yes, a long time ago.
Yeah, you were living in your hometown with your friends, with your family.
Surrounded by all of them, yes.
Yeah. And now, do you remember what happened less than a month later while you were living in Transylvania in a castle or a house surrounded by 17 other volunteers from many different countries, and you were going in the garden to take snow, to melt snow on the fire stove to get some fresh water because the pipes in the city had broken, and there were minus 20 degrees outside. And at the end of that week, you had to cook food for all those people for an international dinner. Do you remember that?
I do remember, and I have to say now that if somebody have tell me that before to come here, I I think I will not trust him like at all.
Yeah. I also would have never expected it. But this is why we are here today. What we are going to talk about today: expectations, fears, and other possible questions that we had before coming here. Here is Sighişoara. This is the second episode of the podcast Coffee Time with the Volunteers. We are the volunteers. I'm Stefano from Italy.
I'm Auguste from France.
And I'm Aurore, also from France.
As I said, in this podcast, we are going to talk about some expectations and fears and doubts in general that we had before coming to this project. We can start by talking about one of the main aspects of this experience, which is living together with other people, with 16 other people, 17 in total, in one big house that we like to call castle. We share rooms, we share some common spaces, and one common expectations among us was specifically about this condivision, this fact of sharing common spaces, sharing rooms. For example, another volunteer that you might know from another episode of the podcast, Eric, told us that sharing a room with someone else was one of the biggest, at the same time, expectations and fears that he had. And also, a lot of us had doubts about how the practical living together would be, how we would organize. Of course, sometimes there are difficulties. It's not always easy to combine all the needs of everyone, but it's something that we are learning, and it's something also that this project allows us to do,
Yeah.
and it's great.
For me, it's like I was really afraid also of like sharing a room because I never had to like share a room before in my life for like 7 months. But I would say that I'm really like happy with how it turned out, because I would say that most of the people, if not all of the people, try their best at being like respectful. And yeah, for me, like sharing a room with like 2 other girls is not a problem because they are both really respectful, and we all really begin to know each other after 4 months. And I would say it's nice to share with people from also different country, because we have like the culture, like the melting pot every day, and I really like that. Yes.
Yeah, it's very fun. It's great to learn from each other, and one also to do activities together, to travel together. For example, this is a thing that Cecilia, another volunteer from France, mentioned as one of her expectations, and I must say that it is happening. We have the time to discover Transylvania, Romania, and also to go somewhere else if we want, and it's great.
Yeah.
The fact also to like live with all those people, I think it's also very good to like know them better, like deeper than simply like just
It's
see
not
them
only
at work.
colleagues.
Yeah, exactly. It's also like, oh yeah, what are you cooking tonight? And you can ask that at the lunch break at 2. So yeah, and who said living together, it's an international context, so it's also about speaking English. because obviously we are not like Stefano, we don't speak a sixth language.
That's not true.
Come on. And it was a big expectation for like all of us, I think, because some of us wanted to challenge themselves to speak longer and like English, like a daily life English. And Nurcan also, she's also another volunteer of. She's coming from Turkey, and it was what she was expected to speak English and to improve her English. But with this expectation also come a little bit of fear, because it's not simple. Like to when you don't have the habit to like wake up speaking English, go to eat dinner speaking English, and go to bed and say goodnight to your to your mate speaking English. It's like quite a commitment, I think.
And
But
no, I would say that maybe in the first few months or week, it's quite tiring. Okay, well, you can see that we are not all perfect in English, so yeah, it's quite. It can get really exhausting to speak English, but after like when you got the hang of it, like after 2 months, it's just come as easy, and I think we learn every day how to express in a better way, in a more fluent way.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I think that this works for English. Another important aspect of language here is also regarding the Romanian language, because after all we are in Romania and doing activities with people whose first language is not English and is also not one of our languages. And speaking Romanian is a challenge for most of us. It's we are trying to learn some words, and we all had some doubts on how we would have been able to conduct activities with people who have another first language. But I must say that in the end we are all managing to do it quite well. We are learning some expressions, we are receiving some help.
Like no one in our group is fluent in Romania, but we still manage with kids and like maybe older people and everybody. We manage to understand each other. If it's not English, it's gonna be more maybe a bit more of sign language, body language,
German.
And, a lot of German and Italian. But I think it's easier than what we all thought it would be, because all the activity, most of the people speak English, and if they don't speak English, they will try their best to understand you. And it's also interesting to sometimes when they don't speak English and you do not speak Romanian, to try to find other way to express yourself than language, and I really like that. But after all, I would say that if some people they will not speak perfectly English, and also some people speak English but they do not feel comfortable talking in front of person, and everybody understand that. And I would say that here it's really not a problem, because we have a lot of we have a big a wide range of activities. So you will find the occasion to be yourself and to express yourself. If it's not English speaking, it's maybe like design or photography. I'm thinking of Mafalda, one of our volunteers from Portugal. She's really good at doing design, and she worked with the association to help design T-shirt, website, logo, and other thing. And we have so many different things, so maybe I will do a quick list of activities that we do here. We do workshop with children, activities more like event, games with children also, but we also work with disabled people, elderly people, and as you can see now, we're doing also a bit of podcasting and also video communication, publicity, and all of that. So I think that we really cover everything of like what an association can do, and I really love that, because yes.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This wide range of activities was also one of the main reasons that drew me to actually apply to this project. And I'm very happy because of the opportunity that we have. And this project is 7 months long, which is A long and a short period at the same time, I would say. We have a lot of time to practice different type of activities. We had a lot of time to discover Romania. We have a lot of time to stay here, but also I don't know about you, but for me personally, time has flew
Exactly.
incredibly
Yes.
fast in the
Yeah.
past months. And right now we are in June currently, and it's been 4 months here. We did a lot of stuff, but I still feel like we have a lot more stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would say that like if you're afraid to leave for 7 months, like it's totally normal because it's quite a big deal and a big adventure. But even if you have ups and down moments that you will miss your family, you will miss your friend, you will miss your dogs, like the fact that we are a group and then like even like the coordinators, they are not like boss, like your big boss. Like you can talk to them about your own worries. You can ask for support. And personally, I would say that 7 months is the perfect length for a project like that, because you have the time to adapt to the country. You have the time to fully know your colleagues, friends, roommates, coordinators. But it's also like you can see the, like, I don't know how to explain that, but like you can see the end. Like it's not gonna be like all your life project. Is like if you begin to miss too much your home, it's still 7 months. You can get through it perfectly, and as I said, with the help of everybody here, it's go like so smooth and so perfectly.
And you
Personally.
will even like enjoying more the time that you will spend with your family and friends when you will
Yeah.
be back in your hometown. Like for sure, 100%.
Yeah, and also we had the opportunity for those who wanted also to prolong the length of this project from 7 to 12 months. Some people chose to do that. So if
And also it can like if for you 7 months is too short, you can always later in your life do shorter project, and yeah, you will know all the information when you get here, and all the help from the coordinator for your future project.
yeah, and regarding the length of this project, we received a message from Silvia, one of our volunteers from Spain, that you also might know from another episode of this podcast. And she said that in the beginning she was quite scared about the duration of this project, because of course she thought that 7 months would be too many, and she wasn't sure about a lot of things and about how this project would be for her. But now she would love to stay 7 more months or so. And I think that this is quite a
It
shared,
says a lot about the project and the vibe here.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, it does.
More of a technical aspect for this project was the money, August?
Yeah. It was like one of my general question that I get like before to come. I was like wondering, okay, how is it going to work? Because at first of all, I didn't know that Romania wasn't part of the Eurozone. So I discovered like 1 month before to go that it was the currency was the lei.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like approximately at the time that you're speaking, it's like €1
Yeah.
for 5 lei, something like that. Anyway, and all the thing that can provide you money here, like the bank account and all of this, are handled very well by Home and Chevos Association. You will spend maybe 3 hours one day in the bank to open your bank account, even less.
And yeah,
And,
that's it. Everything is taken care of.
Yeah.
You don't have anything to worry about that, and I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
Talking about Home and Chevos,
Yes.
Stefano, do you want to
Yes, I
light
do.
up this?
I do, because this is one of the questions that I had before coming here, and also to explain a little bit how things work here. We are all volunteers, but we are volunteers for two separate associations. I am in Chevos, which is a smaller association. They are in Aum, which is a slightly bigger one. We do similar activities in the sense that we work with children or adolescents, or with young people in general. But the activity of Chevos is mostly focused on the villages next to Sighişoara, Saskiz and Kloster,
Yeah.
mainly,
Mhm.
while the activities of AUM are generally based in Sighişoara.
Yeah, they're
Uh,
all based. in
Except when
Sighişoara.
he ate purchase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except
exactly.
when we have shows. That's true.
So the philosophy behind is the same. The values that we try to pass are generally the same. We just do them in a different context. As us with generally younger kids.
I would say like all of them is like about like non-formal education, about how to bring maybe open-minded mind. I don't know how to say to younger people, but same we do like there's plenty of different activity in Chevos and Aum, and maybe there will be some difference, but at the end I would say you will have quite the same opportunity.
Yeah, and also we do a lot of activities together. We organized event in Saskis and in Sighişoara. We have the opportunity to work with another associations with elderly people and people with disabilities. We are recording this podcast. We live in the same house, in the same room, some of us. So yeah, if you want to apply to Chevos and you don't know what is AUM, what is Chevos, what will the people of AUM do, etc. And if you want to apply to Chevos and to AUM and you are wondering about Chevos, like know that there are some separate moments, but there's also a lot in common, and it's really fun. It's really
And
good.
you can also check the social media of Chevos and Aum if you want to see some precise event that we did. It's at Associata Aum.
And at Chevos Skis. So this was the second episode of Coffee Time with the Volunteers. We hope that we have answered a lot of your questions and doubts. And regarding the beginning of this project, we thank the people who have shared their expectations and fear with us. We remind you to check the other episodes of this podcast to learn more about how we started here and why to do a volunteering project abroad. We want to thank you again. I'm Stefano from Italy.
Aurore from France, and
I'm Auguste from France also. And for the end of the world from the word of the end, sorry, and not from the end of the world, I will say that take your chance to make your own step in the world. Take your chance to do that on your way. Take your chance to do it the home way.
And the Chevos way.
And the Chevos way.
Bye bye.
bye bye.
Bye.